Before now, so many people, when they want to buy property, they either go to the family head or they go to the community and they acquire whatever it is they want to buy. However, from 2010 and above, a lot of people now actually prefer to buy land or houses from real estate developers or real estate company. Hence, as a result of this, so many real estate companies are actually springing up. As a result of this as well, many of them are actually not different from the paying people who are running away from, that is, paying for property without getting the property they pay for. Today we'll be discussing how to know real estate companies that are scammers in Nigeria. If you are coming across this for the first time, this is where we educate you, we enlighten you about real estate investment. This is real estate made easy. You can do it by going through our previous video so you can learn one thing or the other to upgrade your real estate investment knowledge. Because without the proper knowledge of real estate investment, we will be making the same mistakes other people have been making. And of course, that is not the aim of this video. Our aim of this channel is to enlighten you, educate you, and enable you to avoid causing mistakes other people are making so that you can make the right decision. We'll give you property tips, guides, as well as warning so that you can be a pro investor when you are making real estate investment decisions. Number one warning sign you must be aware of is overselling, that is oversubscribing. A lot of these companies, usually they have what we call layouts. So if a real estate company has 50 plots of land to its name, normally they put these 50 plots into layouts. This layout can be in form of square meter, 500 square meter, 300 square meter, or 600 square meter, and then 600 square meter. This is what from which they also put the get out, the infrastructure, and everything they want to put in that estate. That is what the layout entails. And usually they are supposed to present the same layout to the government for government to verify and then give them the consent to go ahead with this, their development of a real estate establishment. That is, wherever it is they want to cite as their place for the real estate property they want to sell. Normally they are supposed to have layout. So the plots in that estate are stationed into different sections of the layout. And okay, this is where we go to have the relaxation spots. This is where we go to have little or mini commercial activities, maybe for residents in the estate, whether they want to buy things within the estate without necessarily going out. So there is usually a provision for that. Okay, there's garden and relaxation. There's usually a provision for that. And then also for those who want to buy, maybe they can have 300 square meter or 600 square meter, or they can have 300 square meter and 500 square meter. That's the essence of the layout. Another problem many of these real estate companies also have is selling with fake documents. Some of them will advertise with one document and sell another property for you entirely. That is fake documents stroke flying of coordinates. Probably the property they want to sell to you as the one they have shown to you as a particular title, let's say governor consent or a CO of O. And based on the coordinates it has. So when you make your research without necessarily going to the site, you may confirm that to be true. But in reality, that coordinate may be for another property very close by with their own estate. So it's still in the same neighborhood. But you, because you do not know, you are there in diaspora or you are there at the comfort of your home, and all what you were presented to you was just that this is document this property has. To solve that, what you need to do is to ensure that you have a trustworthy surveyor who knows what he or she is doing, that can go to the site and take the actual coordinate of that plot and then verify it, search it from the land ministry. That will enable you to know that the coordinate of what you are being presented is the same thing with what is there physically. Another thing again, the title document they say they have, when you have a trustworthy lawyer, can also help you verify that title document, is it genuine, is it for them. That will also help you to be wary of fake real estate companies that are selling what they don't have. Another scam alert you should be aware of is what is known as documents in view. You see, when many of these companies want to sell their property, they will tell you CFO in view, excision in process, or excision in progress, government consent in view, government allocation in view. All of this in view. They use this as an opportunity to lure you because they know that you are interested in buying a property that has a CFO. So they will tell you that they are already processing the CFO, when in reality, many of them are not processing anything. Some will tell you they are processing their government consent, when in reality, they are not processing anything. Some may have paid some token to start their processing, and once the property is sold out, they may not go ahead with the documentation. So the problem is, you later on in the future, when you want to take possession of your property or when you want to develop it, government may just come up and say, oh, they have acquired that place or they want to use it for a particular project. And when they are compensating every other person, you will not be compensated because you do not have the right document to that property you are occupying. So you have to be wary of those companies like that. Another thing you must know is that there's nothing like execution in process, execution in progress, execution in view as title document. Those are not title documents because they are probability. Government can either exercise that place for them or the government may not. So you must know the risk you are getting yourself into. Hidden charges is another challenge. You see, many of these companies, normally a reputable company that is sincere and has your interest at heart will declare every necessary fee you are supposed to pay when you are making that decision of acquiring their property. They will tell you, okay, this is how much for the land you are buying, and this is how much for the survey that you are supposed to get. This is how much for the documentation of your property. This is how much you are supposed to pay for development, that is infrastructure within that estate. Normally, those informations are supposed to be in what is known as FAQ of the estate, that is frequently asked questions, so that you as the investor, you as a potential subscriber, you already know what you are about getting into. But many of them, they may not disclose this to you. They will just tell you, make initial deposit. You can always pay your payment across. And because they've given you that as a bait for you to make your commitment, you have made initial deposit without asking other statutory fee. By the time you are now presented, okay, you have to pay for survey, you have to pay for this, you have to pay for that. Ideally, these are not supposed to be hidden. They're supposed to be known so that you can make your informed decision. Because whether you like it or not, these are things you are supposed to have. Now, because they didn't come out straight to you, and you did not put it into your own calculation. By the time they now want to start revealing those fees to you, they may go beyond your expectation, beyond what you can afford. Now, for a company who is not ready to even allocate to the first instance, such a company will hide under that disguise that you have not paid your statutory fee, you have not paid your documentation, and they cannot allocate you. Because some of them, they may even put it there in the contract that you are signing that until you pay this statutory fee before you can be allocated. And because when you are buying, your intention is to actually do it for land banking, that you can buy and you can resell later, but you didn't pay for those other fees because you feel you are not going to develop it. Now, the company also know that it's not going to even give you any allocation in the first instance, but you may not know. So because you are not paying, they are not allocating you. So by the time the reality will be done on you, realize that you are about making that payment, it's either the company is not nowhere to be found, or they have actually even closed business. They are not even they are no longer in business, or they are even traveled out. So where will you be by that time? All in the name of hidden charges. But if you have known that these are the payments you are supposed to pay, you make your payment as at when due. It will give you an opportunity to be eligible for allocation as at when due. Ideally, your allocation should not be more than 3 months, or at worst case scenario 6 months. But when your allocation is getting delayed up to 12 months, 18 months, 2 years, then you need to be wary of what is happening. I need to ask the right question so that you will not be that they don't even have the property they are sending to you in the first instance. No allocation. That is another signal you must be wary of. You see, many people have bought property and up to today, they don't even know anything about the property. Some will be giving a paper allocation, but physical allocation absent. So any company that you are making a transaction with and you have completed your payments within the stipulated time I have told you, ideally you should know, even when you are making your transaction, when will I be allocated? They are supposed to tell you, oh, we allocate, because some allocate in batches, maybe every 3 months, so that they can bring all the subscribers together and do the necessary clearing together and do all the necessary paperwork together and allocate to them. So usually 3 months, at times 6 months. But when it's getting too delayed, 9 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, then you have to be wary. So you don't want to find yourself in a situation whereby you have made payment for what you are supposed to do and you are not giving allocation. If it is property like an offline project you have subscribed to, usually some company will tell you that until you have a minimum of 70% initial deposit or down payment before you can be given physical allocation, that is, a unit in that estate can be allotted to that. This is your unit. You need to, so if you have meet up with that requirement that you have paid up to 70%, and if the developer cannot show you that, okay, for the off-plan project you have subscribed to, and that you've made up to 70% of your payment, this is the unit we are developing for you. After a period of 6 months, you cannot see any physical structure, that this unit is we are already building it for you. This is the stage you are in. Up to 12 months, you cannot see anything. Dear brother, dear sister, dear mother, dear father, you need to be wary that hope your money is not going to force me. Because like I said, not every real estate company is worthy to be called a real estate company or real estate developer. Some of them, they know that people love the confidence. They love the peace of mind that comes with associating with the genuine real estate company. So they themselves now, they flag themselves as developers. And because there is no much regulation and policy in Nigeria that can actually safeguard some people from making the wrong real estate investment decision, many of these people are taking advantage of the ignorance of the people. They are duping them on a big scale. I believe you do not want to be in that shoe. So you have to be wary of those kind of company that if you have made your payment, then you should be entitled to allocation when you are due for it. If it's getting too long, begin to ask questions. Challenge the MD, challenge those who are at the end of affair of that company as to what is causing the delay, so that you know if there's something wrong somewhere. So in conclusion, it is a fact that actually dealing with reputable estate company gives more confidence as well as peace of mind than dealing with an individual or family owner of a property. Because if anything goes wrong, you may not find this individual, and some of these family, many of them are not reputable. This is not to discredit or money of family or individuals, because some of them are actually of good virtues and they keep to their words, but just that they are also very scarce to come by. So what you need to do as a smart investor when you want to deal with companies is that ensure that you trace the track record of that company, ensure that they are actually reputable and they have done similar projects and they have delivered. Not to one estate, not two estates, so that it's not as if they are starting with you as a litmus test. If other people are already residing in that estate they have gotten, not one, not two, not three, then you can be rest assured that your own case should not be something special. You can also be allocated once you have met up with the requirement for allocation. Like I said, there are so many reputable real estate companies with proven track records here in Lagos, but I'm not going to mention any because this is not my objective. My aim is to educate you so that you can make the right real estate investment decision. But should you need consultation or advice or tips, feel free to call us on our hotline. Also, be sure that when you are making your payment, have all your records, have all your receipt, have all your documents, and make sure you pay up your payment as at when due. Also, don't forget to read through the contract of the documents that have been given to you. Don't forget to read through the frequently asked questions on the form, that is on the subscription form that will be given to you, so that you understand what you want to get into. You understand all the necessary terms and conditions before you pay a dime. That will enable you to avoid a dry nose story or the story that touch. I hope with this you have been able to learn one thing or the other in order to improve your real estate investment knowledge, particularly when buying property from real estate company. The things you have to look out for, as well as the costly mistake you must also avoid. I remain your #1 real estate consultant, property advisor, BELKALID of BELKALID Consult Nigeria Limited. This is where we educate you on how to make smart real estate investment decisions on our channel, The Real Estate Made Easy. Ensure you subscribe to this channel if you are yet to do so. Also turn on the notification button so you do not miss any of our subsequent videos. Thank you so much for your support and thank you so much for staying tuned.